Hey there guys, let's continue the anime My Unique Skill Make Me OP even at level 1, but last time in episode 2, Sato gets a weird bunny girl following him for his delicious carrots. At first Sato thought of her as a weird chick obsessed with carrots. But he becomes a lucky charm for Sato because Eve only eats top-notch carrots, so the carrots Sato got from the dungeon valued triple than its original price. Then Sato was leveling up his power without leveling, because poor Sato is an eternally level 1 guy, but his skills were leveling up to rank S. But then one day a monster classified as a stray attacked the town and no one tried to stop it, because they never drop any items, so fighting that gorilla was pointless. Still Sato jumped in and defeated it and saved the town, and so he becomes the hero and got praised by all, but then he heard something and went to look for it. He saw that the stray had dropped a pistol and ammo, which shouldn't exist in this fantasy world. So the next day, Sato checked his status again and saw improvement thanks to the level up seed he got from the Nihonium dungeon. Then there Sato tested out the gun on those lousy undeads. But after a few rounds of shooting, Sato thought it's gonna be a pain once he runs out of ammo. Then he gets to Tellula dungeon and uses the gun to help out Emily. Then both of them sat down to have lunch, but Emily saw that Eve didn't arrive today for her lovely carrots, so she thought of saving those carrots for her, then after that good rest. Sato and Emily gets to the 3rd floor of the dungeons, but Emily didn't know any info on the monsters of this floor, other than it's named Cockra Slime and they drop pumpkins. Then Sato goes ahead and saw that Cockra Slime are just disgusting cockroaches, and there Emily smacked those Cockra Slime and Sato called her out. But Emily had embraced her dark side seeing those nasty Cockra Slime or cockroaches, and Sato felt chills running down his spine. But after killing them she gets back to normal as they did drop a fat pumpkin. But seeing that side, Sato wanted to run away from this floor, but there Emily saw her nemesis again. And Sato knew women's fear for cockroaches run deep, and realizing that Sato didn't want to see that terrifying being anymore, so he desperately shoots them out and kill all of them. And after that experience, they got them some nice loot, but carrying them back would be a problem, but there Eve got in to get her carrots. And with her help Sato bought back his pumpkin at Guild to exchange, then he returned to get the remaining ones, but they were already being eaten by something else. But Emily once again brought back her darkness and smashed those half-eaten pumpkin. Because there were tons of cockroaches swarming in and Sato starts shooting them desperately because he's scared of Emily, but this time he runs out of bullets and Emily was becoming a godly being. So Sato takes whatever he can get to kill those cockroaches, even if it means using his own slippers to do it. Her dark side did a number on Sato, but then for defeating them Sato got bunch of ammo. And then he returns to Guild and there Urza told him that any drop item that is left outside, it will spawn monster around them, and getting that theory. Sato recalls that gorilla incident might be someone's handiwork, then Urza was about to ask Sato out on a date again, but he bails out without listening. He then gets to the forest again and puts a carrot alone to see if monsters spawn around them, but instead of monster Eve sniffed out those carrots and took it for herself. Then after some time when Eve finally left, Sato once again puts a carrots alone and it turns into a slime, and after killing it, it gave a few round of bullets again. And seeing this Sato thought he could bring back level up seeds and gets to Nihonium. But every time he picks up those seeds to store them, it goes to his status and nothing happens since his HP is maxed out, so while Sato was about to get out, a piles of bones attacked him and Sato threw him outside. He thought that bones would spawn some other types of monster, but it's just vanished into thin air. So Urza told him that no monster would survive outside of the dungeon, and after that Urza once again gave it a try to ask Sato out for a date, but before she could finish, Sato once again left her hanging. Then Sato returns to the dungeon, and just as the skeleton appears, Sato throws it out, and this time, before it vanishes, he kills that thing, and to his surprise, it dropped a unique freeze bullets, so Sato tested it out on a tree and it instantly froze up the whole thing. So after that Sato used that on bullets in Tellulu as a combo move with Emily to kill the slimes. But at the same time it rained heavily outside for a while, so Sato and Emily were carefully getting back home, but on their way they saw a woman and an uncle fighting over something. Then that uncle told Sato to help them out by bringing back their cart from below that cliff, because those were drop items. But that girl's told him that it's been a while already, which means that it could spawn monsters at any time. So the girl was about to burn everything down, but the uncle stopped her because there are many valuable items in it that could fetch a nice amount of money. Then that uncle attacked her out of nowhere. So the girl told him that he's been possessed by a feminine monster they had killed in the dungeon, so Sato took care of it immediately and saved that uncle. But there would be more that would come their way, so the girl wanted to hold those monsters off by being possessed by them. Because it was her responsibility to take care of those things since that uncle had hired her as an escort for this work. So she tells him to gather a group of fighters around the town to face these monsters, while she sacrifices herself to buy them some time, so Sato recalls his days at that exploitative company, where they already made them do overwork, and when one of his colleagues made a minor mistake, his boss made him start from the beginning, so Sato wanted to help that guy. But he had his hands full with his own work at the time and was unable to help, so Sato wanted to change that this time. So he stops her and uses a full round of freezing bullets to freeze the entire area, and Emily finishes the job but smashing them. All the feminine monster were killed, and after taking out those monsters, Emily's stats increased significantly since they were high-level monstera, so their day ended in a nice profit. And that wraps up today's episode. Stay tuned for a recap of the recently aired episode, and subscribe to the channel and like the video if you enjoyed the episode.